over 50 and still pushing yourself to do squats even though your knees complain every time you stand up the next day? Let me ask you something important. What if the pain you feel isn't a sign of weakness, but a signal that your body is asking for a smarter approach? Many people believe squats are the gold standard of lower body exercise. And for some bodies, at some stages of life, they can be helpful. But after 50, knees are no longer interested in proving anything. They want stability, support, and respect. When you force deep knee bends on joints that have already lived a full life, you're not building strength. You're borrowing trouble from tomorrow. There's a powerful idea in the book, Younger Next Year. It reminds us that aging isn't about stopping movement, it's about choosing the right movement. Strong knees don't come from grinding through pain. They come from building the muscles that protect the joint and teaching the body to move with control. The first exercise that often beats squats for aging knees is the sit to stand. It looks simple, almost too simple. You sit on a chair and stand back up slowly, using your hips and thighs, not momentum. But here's the secret. This movement trains your body for real life. Getting out of a chair, off the couch, out of a car, every controlled repetition strengthens the quads and glutes while keeping the knee in a safe range. No deep strain, no sharp pressure, just steady strength. The second exercise is the step back lunge, not forward, but back. When you step back, your front knee stays more stable. Your weight shifts into your hips where it belongs. This teaches balance, builds the muscles around the knee, and reduces shear stress on the joint. Many people over 50 are surprised by how strong and confident they feel with this simple adjustment. It's not about how low you go, it's about how controlled you stay. The third exercise is the wall sit, and this one is misunderstood. You don't need to slide down into pain. You lean against the wall, bend your knees slightly, and hold. Even a small bend can wake up the muscles that support the knee. This builds endurance and stability without movement, which is often exactly what sensitive knees need. You're teaching the joint that it's supported, not under attack. In Atomic Habits, there's a powerful reminder that small actions done consistently change everything. You don't need to crush your knees to build strong legs. You need to show up, move with intention, and listen to your body. Pain is not a badge of honor. It's information. Here's what changes when you choose smarter exercises. You stop dreading workouts. You stop feeling afraid of stairs. You stand up with confidence instead of hesitation. And over time, your knees feel less like fragile hinges and more like reliable partners. After 50, strength training isn't about proving you're still young. It's about making sure you can live fully, move freely, and protect your independence. Your knees have carried you for decades. The least you can do now is train them with wisdom instead of force. You don't need to quit exercise. You just need to choose exercises that love your knees back. Many people are told that knee pain after 50 is just normal aging, something to accept and push through. But that belief quietly causes more damage than the pain itself. Traditional squats often place heavy pressure directly on the knee joint, especially when flexibility, cartilage, or joint alignment has changed over time. The knee is a hinge joint, not designed to handle excessive forward stress or deep compression over and over again. When you repeatedly force it into movements it can no longer tolerate, the joint responds with inflammation, stiffness, and pain. That pain is not weakness, it is communication. What actually protects knee health after 50 is not how deep you can squat, but how well the muscles around the knee support it. Strong quadriceps help control the knee during standing and walking. Strong glutes take pressure off the joint by stabilizing the hips. Strong hamstrings balance the movement so the knee is not pulled out of alignment. When these muscles work together, the knee feels safer, more stable, and less reactive. This is why exercises that limit knee strain while building surrounding strength often outperform squats for older adults. There is also a psychological shift that matters just as much as the physical one. When someone experiences knee pain during squats, fear enters the body. Movements become guarded. Muscles tighten. Confidence drops. Over time, this fear reduces activity levels, which weakens the joint even further. Choosing knee-friendly exercises breaks this cycle. It restores trust between the mind and the body. You move with calm instead of tension, control instead of force. Protecting your knees after 50 is not about doing less. It is about doing what makes sense for the body you have today. When you respect the signals your knees send and train the muscles that protect them, pain often decreases, strength improves, and movement becomes enjoyable again. That is not giving up, that is evolving. When people think about knee pain, they often focus only on the joint itself, as if the knee is the problem. But the knee is rarely the real issue. It is caught between the hip above and the ankle below, relying completely on the muscles around it for protection. When those muscles are weak or inactive, every step, every turn, and every rise from a chair places extra stress directly on the joint. Over time, that stress builds into discomfort, swelling, and the fear that movement will only make things worse. Strengthening the muscles around the knee changes this story in a powerful way. The quadriceps act like shock absorbers when you walk or stand up. When they're strong, they slow the movement and prevent sudden pressure from hitting the joint. The glutes play an even bigger role than most people realize. When the hips are weak, the knee collapses inward with each step, increasing strain on the cartilage and ligaments. Strong glutes keep the leg aligned and the knee tracking safely, reducing pain with everyday movement. This is why controlled supportive exercises often bring more relief than aggressive ones. When you strengthen these muscles through safe ranges of motion, blood flow improves, joint lubrication increases, and the knee begins to feel warmer and more responsive instead of stiff and fragile. Many people notice that pain decreases not during the exercise, but in daily life. Stairs feel easier. Standing for longer periods becomes possible again. Movements that once caused hesitation feel natural. There is also an emotional shift that comes with this kind of strength. As the muscles around the knee grow stronger, confidence returns. You stop bracing for pain before you move. You trust your body again, and that trust leads to more movement, which further strengthens the joint. This cycle of support, strength, and confidence is far more effective for long-term knee health than pushing through pain ever could be. The 3 exercises in this message may look simple, but simplicity is often where the greatest results hide, especially after 50. Many people believe an exercise must be hard or exhausting to be effective. But for aging joints, effectiveness comes from safety, roll, and consistency. These knee-friendly movements are designed to work with your body instead of challenging it to survive unnecessary strain. Each exercise strengthens the legs in a way that mirrors real life. Sitting down and standing up trains the exact muscles you use every day, helping you move with ease instead of effort. Stepping back into a lunge teaches balance and coordination while keeping the knee in a protected position. Holding a wall sit builds endurance in the muscles that support the joint without forcing repeated motion that can irritate sensitive knees. Together, these exercises create stability, not just strength. What makes these movements especially powerful is that they rebuild confidence. When your knees stop hurting during exercise, your body relaxes. You stop rushing through movements and start controlling them. This improves alignment, reduces unnecessary tension, and allows the muscles to do the work the joints were never meant to handle alone. Over time, the knees feel less vulnerable and more dependable. These exercises also fit into real life. They can be done at home without equipment and adjusted to match your ability on any given day. That flexibility makes consistency possible, and consistency is what transforms how your knees feel over weeks and months. Stronger knees are not built by punishment. They are built by repeating smart movements that respect the body and support it where it needs it most. For many people, exercise has been taught as something you endure, something you push through no matter how your body feels. That mindset might work in your 20s, but after 50, it often becomes the very reason progress stalls. The body changes, recovery slows, and joints become less forgiving. Continuing to punish the body instead of listening to it doesn't build resilience. It builds resistance, pain, and eventually avoidance. The real shift happens when you stop asking, "How hard can I push?" and start asking, "How well can I move?" This change in thinking removes guilt from modifying exercises and removes fear from slowing down. Smart, sustainable movement is not about doing less work. It is about doing the right work. When you focus on control, alignment, and breathing, the body responds with strength instead of inflammation. This mindset also frees you from comparison. You stop measuring success by how much weight you lift or how low you can go, and instead measure it by how your body feels the next day. Can you walk without stiffness? Can you stand up without bracing yourself? Can you move with confidence instead of caution? These are the real markers of progress after 50. When exercise becomes an act of care instead of punishment, consistency becomes natural. You show up more often because you're not afraid of pain or setbacks, and over time, that steady, respectful approach builds a body that is not only stronger, but more capable of supporting you through everyday life. After 50, the body responds SS to intensity and more to consistency. One hard workout followed by days of soreness does very little for long-term strength or joint health. What truly changes the body is showing up regularly, moving with control, and allowing the muscles and joints to adapt gradually. Small efforts repeated week after week create stability that no aggressive routine can replace. Control is especially important for aging knees. Slow, deliberate movements give the muscles time to engage and protect the joint. They teach the nervous system how to stabilize before stress occurs. This is why a calm, focused repetition is often more effective than rushing through many. When you move with intention, the knee feels supported instead of shocked. Consistency also builds trust. Each pain-free session sends a message to the brain that movement is safe, that trust reduces tension, improves coordination, and allows the body to move more freely. Over time, daily activities feel easier, not because you worked harder, but because your body learned to work better. This approach honors where you are now, not where you used to be. And that is not a loss. It is wisdom. By choosing consistency and control over intensity, you create strength that lasts, protect your knees for the years ahead, and give yourself the freedom to keep moving with confidence.